You constantly scratching and clawing just for equality. You think you get to equality, and then the rules constantly change back to what they once were in a different way, but back to what they once were to remind you, you ain't on an equal playing field.
You still feel that way?
Hell yeah. So then you go through that, right? And one day after another is a constant scratching and clawing and battling. You got people now, shit, you can bring up the Ku Klux Klan. They'll even tell you, we ain't bothering those folk. Let them kill themselves. Let them call each other sellouts and coons. Let them divide each other amongst themselves. Let them figure out, let them be as clueless as they can be about what's going on. Let them kill one another. Chicago, St. Louis, the list goes on and on. Let them do all of this shit.
Well, let them sounds passive. I mean,
No, but what I'm saying is that they can afford to be passive. Because what happens is so much stuff has happened. They looking at us and they saying, let them be amongst themselves.
Gun violence in Chicago?
Everything.
Okay,
everything.
but
I'm talking about all of that.
Black on black violence.
Right. Just like this white on white violence, just like there's a Latino on Latino violence. I understand that. But we the ones that make up 13% of the population. The Census Bureau the Census Bureau report doesn't say that we're going to be 30% of the population in 2030, like they say about the Latino community.
But much higher numbers of violent crime.
Right. It's a problem.
Okay.
And so when you think about that, I'm just making the point to say, when you talk about wanting that tomorrow, I'm not saying we don't. What I'm saying is that the value on life for us, one would argue, at times at the very least, is a little bit less than it is for other folks. Because other folks see lights at the end of the tunnel. Black folks, a lot of times, more often than not always, but more often than not, we don't see light at the end of the tunnel. And as a person that's achieved a lot,
I know black
that
people
sees the light at the end of the tunnel, even I get to a point, I tell you this, and I got to confess this to you right here, right now. I'm going to say it to you on your podcast. I write it in my book. My memoir is coming out in January, Straight Shooter. And in the book, I say, my daughters are the greatest blessing that I've ever had. They're also the greatest curse. I regret bringing them into this world. I think this world is that fucked up. And it scares me what they'll have to deal with and what they'll have to encounter. It's bad enough what we have to encounter.
But it gets better. You don't think?
Do you think so? I don't know. Come on. I don't know.
Really? Wait a second.
I don't know.
You don't think America looks very different 2022 versus, I don't know, 1982? You were 15.
I do. Okay. I do think that. But I'm saying the divisiveness that we see. When I have to pray that, let me see real time with Bill Maher because I'm getting an objective perspective. I'm not getting that when I watch CNN or MSNBC. I'm not getting that when I watch Fox News. I'm not getting that when I listen to a leftist. Or a progressive. I'm not getting that when I listen to a right-wing zealot. And the impact that they have on our lives, and you couple that with economic issues, inflation and beyond, crime, immigration policies, and all of this other shit. It's like, damn. Boy, I love my daughters to death, but damn. Did I really do a good thing by bringing them into this world?
Yes.
I do find myself thinking like that.
Can I give you perspective?
Please.
This is just something. I don't know you from Adam.
We're having a conversation.
I just always liked you and wanted you. You wouldn't be here if I didn't like you.
I appreciate that.
A lot and wanted to get to know you. That's what this is for.
Sure.
I think you're over-stressing about your daughters entering a world that is as big as the problems we have. This world is not a fucking nightmare. This country is not a nightmare. Realistically, what is going on in their lives that is such a fucking nightmare? They're going off to college, I imagine.
Yes, they will be.
Okay.
Eventually, yes, in about the next 4 or 5 years.
Right. And they obviously have great support from you.
Yeah.
I mean, financially and
Yes.
otherwise.
Yes.
I mean, colleges are about the most liberal places you can go.
Right.
You can't really be thinking that Black women in 2022 are going to walk on campus and it's like, oh my God, there's Black people at this college. I mean, you know.
Well, you can say
what
that.
What are we talking about?
I'll tell you.
That is going to be so horrible in their life.
I'll tell you. I was watching New Rules a few weeks ago, and Bill Maher pointed out how much the world has changed when you look at the progressives and what have you. I mean, every little thing is so micromanaged. You say one thing, it can end your career.
Of course.
You say one thing, it can get you fired. You say one thing, it can get you excoriated. It can compromise your income. It could eradicate your quality of life, etc.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Canceling.
I'm talking about that.
Talking about canceling.
Yes, the cancel culture. I'm not talking about all of this other stuff. All of this other stuff we've been through. But this shit is too much.
Okay.
It's too much.
Right. And anybody can get canceled. But I'll tell you this, as Black women in America right now, they have an easier time not getting canceled than I do. I'm the one who's playing with 5 fouls.
That's right.
I'm over 60, white, male, heterosexual.
Yes.
That's 4 strikes.
That's right. But think about that. The fact that you can say that that's 4 strikes is a problem.
It is.
What's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with any 4 categories you brought up.
And to be clarified, I'm not saying 4 strikes in society in general. I'm saying 4 strikes with the kind of woke Puritans is really what they are, who are hunting on the internet to cancel somebody, just finding a reason to do it.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you're like, I mean, a lot of people believe you really shouldn't even be able to comment on racial issues if you're not. It's ridiculous.
Please, it's ridiculous.
Thank you.
It's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous.
And again,
I totally agree with you.
That's why I know.
It's just straight bullshit.
You're always reasonable.
It's straight bullshit. Listen, you got every right to comment on it just like anybody else.
Of course.
I mean, it's like,
and
here's my point. If you disagree, this is the problem. This is one of the biggest problems that I have. Whether it's Bill Maher, Stephen A. Smith, or anybody else, you disagree with us, tell us why.
Right.
You want to cancel us without the explanation.
Exactly.
You want to cancel us without defending your position. How dare you say this?
Because they don't have a position.
They don't have a position.
Every week I say this, the same sort of buzzkills on the internet who come after me, engage with the argument, and they never do.
Thank you.
It's just, you're old. Okay, but am I wrong?
Are you right or you wrong?
Maybe that's why I'm right, because I've lived and seen things you haven't.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. And that's what has me worried. Do you understand, Bill?
Anyway.
Let's put this in its proper perspective.
Hey, thanks for watching the clip. Hit the subscribe button now so you never miss out on our Club Random content that's posted daily.